When I was doing the stirrup task, you know, the one where you gotta kill 3 PMCs with a pistol, I noticed I was getting lots of damage absorbed by armor in my end screens. I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. Some of the players I was engaging with had no helmets on or face shields, and I was definitely shooting them in the face. At least I thought. And then more recently, I've been using pistols as a backup when using bolt-action rifles, or just in case I get a malfunction with a gun. You know, just in case you don't know, with patch 12.12, you get a bonus to how fast you can switch to your pistol if you have a malfunction on your primary firearm. But that's not what this video is about. What I noticed as I ran pistols more and more is it didn't matter if I was using a cheap crotch or an expensive USP 45. I was getting tons of hits on armor despite primarily aiming for the face. So on a whim, I took a pistol into the hideout range and fired off a mag rapid fire. Once I pulled down from the ADS, I was shocked. Most of the shots weren't hitting the head, they were hitting the chest or even lower. Me being curious, I wanted to figure out what was going on here. Obviously, it's not a sighting issue, like there has been with other guns like the KS-23 and stuff, because the first couple of rounds hit right where you aim. And if you fire slowly, they hit right where you aim too. There has to be something going on with recoil that makes your shots go low. So I drug every pistol into an offline raid and started shooting, and shooting, and shooting. I used the same ammo and guns that were similar, never made any attempts to adjust for recoil, and just clicked as fast as I could. This led to a few interesting things I discovered. First, almost every pistol does this, but it wasn't 100% consistent. I had a few mags where the recoil would go over the initial point of aim. Also, the APB pistol and the fully decked out Glock I built for minimum recoil didn't do this either. They went high. I used these because I wanted to test specifically just if recoil had any effect on this. And as you can see, the Glock and APB recoil patterns go up, not down. So next I built 5 different Glocks. Spread them out 50 recoil from one another. So you have your basic Glock at 354 recoil. Then I went down to 300, 250, 200, and then the best is 146 recoil. I did this to see if there was some magic number of recoil where this pattern would change. All of the patterns for the most part were below the point of aim, with the exception of the 150 recoil. So then I started to play with putting sights on them, trying different cadences, slow shooting 2 or 3 rounds, then rapid fire, all sorts of different things. The problem with most of these tests are human error though. I can't get a perfect rate of fire down just by clicking, nor test different rates with a great deal of accuracy. I'm also not willing to upload a macro script, so that's out. So where does that leave us? Simply put, I believe this has mostly to do with cadence and rate of fire, not necessarily recoil. When I put a red dot on top of the Glock and went back and looked at the footage, the rounds pretty consistently landed wherever the dot was. What is really interesting though, with pistols, in the process of recoil recovery, it appears that your PMC overcorrects the recoil down below where you can see. So I can't 100% verify it's hitting where it's at, but all of these rounds where the red dot is down below the field of view are landing low. If you fire fast enough, or have a very low recoil pistol, the rounds will drift high. But a very specific rate of fire, that is between super fast and slow, the rounds land low. This leads me to believe that pistol recoil operates differently than other guns, or at least more exaggerated. When your PMC fires and is resetting his aim, it seems like they overcorrect slightly. So you have this up, down, center pattern of recoil. So if your shot cadence catches this lower correction, your shots hit low. This means that when you're rapid firing somebody in the face, you're not hitting them in the face with most of your shots. Now, how does recoil play into this? From what I can see, it's just like anything else. The lower the recoil on the weapon, the less extreme this overcorrection is. That's why with my particular cadence of rapid fire, the APB and the 150 recoil Glock both had recoil points above the point of aim. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is intended function by BSG, a bug. In real life, one of the things that some people do when they're shooting pistols is they try to anticipate the shot, especially if they're shooting quickly, which tends to lead to shots being dropped on the target you're shooting at or shot low. So maybe this is BSG's attempt to mimic that? I don't know. That's just a wild assumption on my behalf, but it kind of makes sense. But wrapping this up, go test it for yourself. See where your cadence makes your shots land. And if you've been having trouble killing people with pistols, maybe this is why. I'm going to continue to do some research on this and kind of see where it leads, if we can find any more variables that play into this. But for now, I just wanted to get this video out there to make people aware that you're not hitting where you think you are when you're aiming with a pistol. But I appreciate you watching. I hope you got something out of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I wish you the best of luck in your raids, and we'll see you in Tarkov.